there's been so much talk this offseason about keeping him healthy, reducing the number of hits, prolonging his career, protecting Josh Allen. We didn't talk about the Brandon Beane comments recently about not going all in. They're still kind of caught in this.
They're still kind of in between, right?
What do we do? Like, how far do we go? How aggressive do we get in any one year to try to put the pieces around Josh Allen to win a Super Bowl for fear of what's on the other side if it doesn't work? Look at what happened to the Rams. They got their Super Bowl, but look at what they're dealing with now. This is the age-old question. Do you just want to be on the porch every year
I know.
and hope that one of those years it all falls together and you kick in the door? Or do you want to bum rush the door and knock it down, even if you may trip and fall flat on your face in the process? The Bills are being more careful. They're being more cautious. I think Beane is maybe a little gun-shy after what happened last year when they go in all in for Von Miller.
Yeah.
What did that
You've
get
been
them?
saying that, right.
They put a lot of eggs in one basket, and the basket busted. I think that's made them cautious. We had over the weekend Zach Ertz point out during the 2021 season when he was going to be traded. There was a window there to go to the Bills, and it didn't work out. I don't know how much of a difference he would have made, but it would have been another weapon for Josh Allen. And what did they do? They use a first-round pick this year on another tight end, so it's something that's at least been on their radar screen. So I don't know whether Allen, and I guess the whole Superman metaphor makes sense here. Does he feel like if they're not going to put the help around me, I better do everything I can to get the most out of what I can do? And that includes getting jacked, getting buffed, getting that layer of armor, musculature, not just because there is you don't want to get too thin. You don't want to be like you don't want to be a V. You still want to be a little bit of a barrel. You want to have a little bit of that body weight on you to protect you from the hits you take in the pocket, because the physics need to be on your side. But I just can't help but wonder whether he's decided I need to put it on myself. If they're not going to help me, I got to help myself.
Maybe, right? I mean, it's what we're leading the charge as far as we'd like to see more help for the guy. I think he's had more on him to carry a team or an offense than any other quarterback in football the last few years. I just talk about his production is like it's a direct result. I know Mahomes and Burrow, all those guys, we know they're all important. But I'm just saying, like, it's him in the run game, it's him in the pass game, it's him, hey, you got to make a play and, get out of the rush or the pocket here and make a play outside the pocket. It's a defense that's been good, but I think a little overrated. And, to your point, Mike, like, in all honesty, is there anybody that plays the position? It has to change. It's playing with fire, in my opinion. Is there anybody that plays the position as physically as he does right now in the NFL? I know Lamar's there in that combo and Jalen Hurts, but I still don't feel like they take the hits and punishment that Josh Allen does.
No, he tries to inflict it.
Yeah, right? That's the difference. I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah, he's got that linebacker mentality, and the problem is you play like a linebacker, something's going to break.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
It's admirable. It's old school. It's fun to watch. It's really fun to watch, but it's not fun to watch his backup. Hell, who is his backup now? Who is his backup?
Matt Barkley.
Remember we were making the argument?
Yeah, right.
Good Lord.
I know.
All due respect to Matt Barkley, but good Lord. That's your backup? That's your plan in the event that Josh Allen gets injured and you expect to still win football games with Matt Barkley? Remember we were saying Cam Newton is the guy. If Cam Newton wants to come back, and he made some news over the weekend as well, thinking that his hair length has something to do with him being unemployed. And I know that the road from anger to denial to bargaining to depression to acceptance can be a long one, and it's very difficult when you're an MVP, and it can never be you. It's always got to be somebody else. That's human nature. That's not a slap on Cam. But if he would just accept the fact that the ship has sailed on him being a starter, and if he'd fully embrace being a backup, not with a list of teams where he's willing to serve as the backup. That's not how it works.
Right.
When you're a backup, you're a backup. When you're a backup, you're available to anyone and everyone who is interested in your services. You're not picky when you're a backup. Just that attitude shows you're not ready to be a backup. But if he would fully embrace it and fully accept it, I think it would make sense. I'd rather have him behind Josh Allen and Matt Barkley. So they better be ready for another disappointing season. And maybe this is the year it all falls together. You know, the only good thing about the Bills, we talked last segment about the Lions carrying expectations that were undeserved in light of their accomplishments.
Yeah. Got the opposite
last year, the
here,
Bills
right?
were that team that were carrying the expectations that were too high in light of their accomplishments.
Right.
Now this year, they get that extra little benefit of under the radar screen. And you know, it's Jets. That's all we got to hear about. It's Jets. Everybody's talking about the Jets. What have the Jets ever done? You know, it's the kind of thing that Sean McDermott can use to get his guys pissed off. No complacency, and you can use it to get your guys pissed off. And maybe something has gotten into Josh Allen's mind. Whatever we saw with that bat in his hands as he was sending those moonshots over the deep fence. It's always funny to see somebody hitting one over the deep fence when they've got the softball length fences up at the ballpark.
Right.
And he's sending it all the way over the deep one. You know, maybe there's a resolve there that if I'm ever going to be what I need to be, if I'm ever going to consistently get past Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow and Aaron Rodgers and any other contender in the AFC, I gotta up my game. And good for football, good for the Bills if what you see in his physique is a sign of a mentality that could maybe carry the Bills to where they haven't been.
Yeah, no, I think so too. And you know, I would imagine that, you know, like Mahomes going into last season with an underwhelming year before, we lost to the Bengals in an AFC Championship game. I think you're going to see a chip on Josh Allen too. You know, it wasn't his best play. He got a little careless. He played through injury. You know, I think he's probably at the point where he's like, man, okay, I've had enough. You know, he's had enough. He's probably like, damn, how many trophies is Mahomes going to get? This is a highly competitive, like, alpha male type guy. We know that. So I'm sure there's a real edge and a fire inside of Josh Allen right now as far as what's going on in the rest of the NFL landscape.
Well, and look at what it did for the Chiefs last year.
Yeah.
They played somewhat plausibly the no one believes in his card, even though you and I both picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. You know, other than us, no one believed in them. But the whole Tyreek Hill thing, all that crap that he was saying, remember a year ago when he was doing that podcast? I guess he got bored with it because I don't see the Tyreek Hill podcast anymore. But last year at this time, it started popping up once a week. He'd say something inflammatory about the Chiefs, about Mahomes.
Yeah.
And, you know, Mahomes isn't going to say anything back. That's not how he's wired. He just files it away, gets some motivation from it, pisses him off, and he goes and does something about it. And I think that's where Josh Allen may be right now, getting pissed off and motivated. No one is handing them anything this year. No one has him as the MVP favorite. No one has the Bills as the Super Bowl favorite. And that's one of the ingredients in that path that maybe they can finally take all the way through January, get to the Super Bowl, and maybe win it for the first time ever. Along the way, they will have to deal with the Chiefs, though. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.